Hi, welcome back. I'm Joe, and this is the Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. It is November 1st, 2024. And that means we are in the middle of one of the most crucial elections in history. But isn't it always crucial? Like, don't we hear this every election? Do we ever hear, oh, this is not so crucial? Like every year since I was a child, I remember hearing this is the most crucial election. And it is crucial. They are all crucial. But as we're getting ready to vote in the States, we must get into asking ourselves if we are voting with our heart or if we are voting out of fear. You know, I am supporting an independent. I am supporting Cornell West. And although I do understand the huge hurdle that is before us who support Cornell, I cannot allow that to persuade me from voting in a direction I am not aligned with. So, most of the people in my life, are supporting Kamala, right? I would love nothing more but to see a woman of color seated in the highest position. I want nothing more. But for one, I cannot and I will not vote for an elimination of an entire group of people. And so we're talking about Gaza. At the same time, Trump, I can't, I cannot vote in the direction of, just in my opinion, how he has taken us back decades, right? Even though for me personally, the, Roe versus Wade, it was devastating when it was overturned, right? Devastating. And even though I personally do not agree with abortion for me, I cannot say that the way I feel is the way everyone should be living their life. I cannot say that what I choose to do with my body has to be blanketed to other women and how they or what the choices they make for their body and what's best for their life. I cannot and I will not stand for that. So he can't have my vote either. And here's the thing. Society wants us to believe that there are really only two parties. There are Republicans and there are Democrats, and these are the only two parties that will ever exist. And if you're not voting for either party, then you're throwing away your vote. That is the way government wants us to think. The 99% do feel like that. But are you the 1%? Are you the free thinker? Are you the one who has come to create change? The reality is we are all meant to be visionaries. We are all meant to impact our world with our gifts, with our voice, with our creativity, with our vision. What type of life, what type of world do you envision? And then ask yourself if either candidate supports that complete vision. I believe we need a revolution. We need a complete change in what we see as government today. We need someone who's going to make the decisions for the many of us and not a select few. We need someone in office who's going to think outside of the box, not simply go with the worn out policies that have always existed. And when we take to the polls and we're voting out of fear, because I hear this all the time, I hear this with my family and my friends who know that I am supporting an independent. And I know that it's a thin line between the two top candidates or the candidates rather. And when you really talk to these people, when I really talk to my family and my friends, and when I sit down and I'm like, okay, what is your reasoning? Why are you voting this way? And it's always this, always this. Well, there's no other way that, Cornell can win, or there's no other way an independent can win. So I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. What the fuck? When will we stand up and vote in the direction we want to see the world? And yeah, in the beginning, it's going to cost some things. It perhaps will cost some elections until we get it in our head that united, that when we really come together and when we really just say, forget this, I'm going to vote in the way that I feel, in the way that I want to see this world go. Forget your vote. I'm not worried about how you're voting. I'm voting the way I feel, the way my conscience is telling me. Then we'll have a new president. Then we'll have change. Then we would have created something lasting, something this country has never seen before. But until we wake up and decide to vote with our heart and decide to vote in the direction of the world that we have envisioned, we will continue to see the world the same way it has always been, because we have bought into what society says. If you're voting for an independent, you're throwing away your vote. This is the most crucial election. That nothing can be further from the truth. They want to keep us divided. They want to keep us conformed. They want us to continue to vote in the same way we always have. They don't want change. Do you think Washington wants anything to change in this country? No, they want to keep us separated. They don't want us to take time to consider other options. We look at our screens and we see, oh my goodness, it's a thin line between Kamala and Trump. Oh my goodness, this is crucial. Okay, you take that side, I'll take this side. But there's a whole nother lane that they're not showing you. There's a whole nother lane that they're trying to, they have incited fear. There's a whole nother lane that they know if we take, it is over for government as they know it. It is over for the world as we know it in this sense. And you know what? We need some change. We need drastic change. I don't need to talk about, the wealth gap. I don't need to talk about employment. I don't need to talk about insurance. I don't need to talk about the war and where you stand with the war. We need change. When will you vote for change? When it's all said and done, and even if an independent does not take this election, when I look up at my screen, when I see the numbers of the people who did vote for change, did vote for an independent, I'm going to be proudly standing in That. I created that. I was in that. And who else? What other children, what other teens will be able to look at the screen and say, damn, those independents came a long way this election. So just a little bit push more, then maybe we could tip the scale in a new direction. Maybe next election, I'll look at the independents a little bit more closely. That is how we create change. Not simply looking at what they want you to see, the Republicans and the Democrats, but looking at what are they hiding, what they don't want you to see. I'm not voting with my fear. I'm voting with my heart. And if that costs us a couple elections to get there, I'm with it, because that's what it takes to create change. So I want to ask you, are you blinded? Are you the ones that are saying, this is what I always hear, you're throwing away your vote. There's only two real options. This is the most crucial elections. You know what? Get another stance. Where are the revolutionists? Where are the visionaries? Where are those that are going to really create change? Anyone who created change in world history did so by thinking outside of the box, did so by not being a conformist, did so because they were unwavering in their faith and what they believed. They are the only ones that created anything. Think about Martin Luther King. Think about Malcolm X. Think about anybody who created any amount of change. When people told them it could not be done, they did it anyway. They created a way. That's our authentic power. We are meant to create new ways. But it's going to take you not going with the masses, not going with the 99. Are you the 99? Because the majority are the 99. But you are meant to be the 1%. You are meant to be the one that paves the way to a new world, to paves the way to something different. I can't, and I will not be moved by fear. I will be moved by the possibility of something new. That's the way I'm going to vote in this election and in every election thereafter. Will you join me? I know it sucks. It's a tough one, but they are all tough. I heard someone say last night, the time is not now to do this. What? That's what fear says. That's exactly what fear says. Fear says it's always not the right time. It's not the right time to start the business. It's not the right time to buy the house. It's not the right time to take the trip. It's not the right time to have the kids. It's always not the right time. Faith says the time is now. The time is now. You know, Cornell is going down in history right now as and let me get this straight, the biggest write-in candidate in U.S. history. Like he has made strides in this election. Imagine what we can do in future elections if we continue to just hammer away in a new direction. If we just stick to our guns. And here's the thing. I've already said it, but I'm going to say it again. If we all just said, all, meaning the people, just said, you know what? I do want to see a new country. I do want to see things change. I do want to see an independent in office. If you voted that way this election, we would have just that at the end of this election. But y'all too scared to make a move. So the likelihood of that is very slim. Also, I want to let you know, you that do want to see change, but are simply going with what the masses, what society, what the media tells you to do, which is vote either red or blue, I'm speaking to you, are a part of the problem. You are holding up progress. I'm speaking to you. You're holding up progress. It's time to think bigger. It's time to take back your truth. You hold all the power. We hold all the power as people. As we unite, we overturn things. We change things. Don't be fooled. Wake up, people. We have the power. The government is meant to work for us, not the other way around, but yet we just continue to listen to the BS that they feed us. We continue to listen to the division. We continue to listen to what they say is you can't create change. What the fuck? Ain't that the biggest lie? I'm going to leave you with this one question. Are you voting with your heart or are you voting in fear? Now you go take to the polls with that question. I want to wish everyone all the blessings, all the prayers, the best of luck next week because we're going to need it. Perhaps, though, I've planted a seed that will grow in the next election. Remember how powerful you are. Remember your imagination of a new world. It is possible. And your vote is a tool to get us there. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll chat again soon. Bye for now.